Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at the main thing that dominates the Hammer user interface, and that's the big 4 viewports you see in the middle of your screen. Now these viewports are your windows into the world of Hammer. They show you the level that you are building, and you're going to need to know how to move through them, how to manipulate them. So, Rap, show us what we got.
Well, basically up in the left corner we got the camera view, which is the 3D view of a Hammer. And if we just don't worry about this, it's we're going to cover it later. But if we create a piece of geometry in the world, we can move around in the 3D space with the camera. And
so how are you moving? That's what these people need to know. How do you do that?
You move the mouse over the 3D view and you press the C button.
That's Z or Z, but you
Danish.
see, you gotta give Rap a break. He's a bit, Danish. So when he says Z, it sounds a lot like C. He means Z, the button right next to your shift key.
Z.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when you press the Z button over the camera view, you can move around like a normal FPS. So you got the WSAD button.
Now you're not holding down the Z key. You're just tapping it once.
Just tapping it, and you go into this walk around
kind
mode,
of a flying mode,
moving the mouse around to aim. And if you press the C button again, you'll.
It still sounds like C and not Z. It's okay though. I'm not going to tease you. You can't speak proper English.
Yeah,
that's all right though.
That's awesome. We exit out of it.
So you hit Z once, you go into this flying mode where you can move around like a first-person shooter. If you've played Half-Life at all, you should be very familiar with how this feels, because you've got W, S, A, and D for W being forward, S equals back, A equals pan left, and D equals pan right. And then, of course, you can just move your rotation around by using the mouse. If you have hit Z again and you can no longer use this, like if you move your mouse now, you'll notice that the camera is not moving. You can still move around a bit by using W, S, A, and D. These are going to kind of move you, like D is going to move you to the right, A is going to move you to the left, W forward, S back, and then you can turn the camera using the arrow keys. It works. It's nowhere near as intuitive as just tapping the Z key and going into fly mode, but you can still use it if you want to.
And it won't work if you have the mouse panned over one of the orthographic views.
That's right. Hammer's going to keep track of where your mouse cursor is. So how do you navigate the other two-dimensional views?
The other two-dimensional views, there's several ways to operate them.
Did you say 7 or several?
Several.
Several. Gotcha.
One of them is using the scroller on your mouse. Scrolling up will zoom you closer, and scrolling back will take you further away.
Gotcha.
And works in all the views. There's also the magnify tool and toolbar, which we're going to discuss later, which can zoom in and zoom out using right and left mouse button.
Okay.
And then there's the if you hold down the space bar and press the left mouse button, you can pan around like in Photoshop or stuff like that.
Very cool.
Also in the 3D view, if you hold down the space bar and press the left mouse button, you go into a sort of medium C set whatever view where you can pan around and stuff, but if you release the space bar you go back to normal.
So it's kind of like tapping Z, but you're actually having to hold down the space bar.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you hold down the space bar and press the right mouse button, you can pan around like a camera or whatever.
Okay, I gotcha.
Tiling.
So you're not moving forward or back, you're just kind of going up, down, left, and right.
Exactly.
You're not rotating. Very cool. So what about the camera button over here?
The camera button allows you to adjust the camera view without being in there. So you can, from the top view, you can drag and drop and basically move the camera around.
So it actually gives you like a camera icon in your viewports that you can adjust.
Yeah, and you can adjust it from the side view, from the top view, and from the front view.
Can you also grab the camera's eye where it's focused and move that around?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So there's full control over here.
Cool, so it just gives you another way to move the camera. And you can move that around in all of the two-dimensional views.
Yeah. Different ways to control the viewports. You can press the name of it, and you can change what it is. So you can change it to a 3D wireframe view, and both of the views will update when you rotate the camera. You can also move around so that you have different sizes of the menus. And if you press Shift and
Z. Oh, yeah.
You go into a...
he wants me to say Z for him.
You go into a higher resolution view.
Right.
Single view.
Awesome. Now, what if you resize those windows like you're doing now and they get kind of out of whack? Is there a way you can reset those so they're all equal sizes again?
You can go to the view menu button and press outer size 4 views, and it'll bring your views back.
Just kind of reset those all back to the way they were. Excellent. So the other thing I did want to show, and this is something that, I'm not 100% sure is the most useful thing in the world. If you guys want to play with it and come up with some cool uses for it, that's awesome. But you can create new windows, which is a new window of all 4 viewports. So you'll notice right now I have a little sub-minimize button here. So if I shrink these down, you'll notice I actually have 2 windows, each one having 4 viewports. And these are showing the same level. So you can, in theory, end up with as many viewports as you want. Unfortunately, these are docked inside your application, so it's not like these are free-floating. You couldn't pull these over to a second monitor or anything like that. So let's go ahead and just maximize this back out. Now, is there anything else you wanted to show people as far as moving around is concerned?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. Practice moving around your viewport, kind of get used to it. We're going to talk a little bit more about it as we go through. You'll get the hang of it. Again, the easiest way is just to tap the Z key. You'll go into that fly mode where W, S, A, and D are your main controls, and then you tap Z again, and you'll get right back out of that. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks a lot.